gonna be changing out these headlights. I'm gonna try to do it with the car on the ground. Just got these. I was looking to find these out of the year, to find a spot that I could pick these up from. I finally found them. I think it's gonna be a good replacement for these kind of stock halogens. Unfortunately, these years didn't come with the nice bi-xenons. We just got these halogen ones, which I think were available on the SEL trims, but we're gonna be switching them out. First thing I'm gonna do is mark where the current lights project on this wall with some tape. So that way I can make sure that I get it in the correct location. Few different bolts up top. I believe the first ones are going to do with all these 225s. Go ahead and do this bracket as well. I have a tool that will actually make this faster. Brackets should come off. Ah, this is the one that's carrying the. This one comes off. Oh! Sort of dead. Behind this headlight, there's actually the housing for the, I'm gonna take these off, the housing for the hood latch release. Need to get that one off. We also might be able to get away with just leaving this on, which I'm gonna try to do because I don't want to take this off. Yeah, let's try it with this on. We should be okay. Ooh, I forgot a bolt on each side. There's one bolt that holds the bumper to the fender. Alright, that should do it. Hopefully. Yes. Just gonna pop out the other side. Slowly, at least. There we go. So instead of trying to figure out this for the parking sensors unattached, I think if I just have this bumper kind of pulled off like this, I can begin to undo the headlights and slide the other ones in without really needing to take the bumper all the way off, because I think this is the last bolt before the headlight's free. Alright, so I was able to get the headlights off with the bumper not all the way off. Here's that sensor that I was kind of struggling with, and I didn't want to pull and try to find out where to unplug this from. So I was able to get it out. There's one more bolt that goes in back here. And so the new headlights actually do have this hardware stuff in these, so I'm gonna try to match the thread depth on these as they are on the stock headlights, so that way I get them as close as possible. We have these adapters, and these plug in to the plug-in back here, and I'm not sure how I'm going to pass through these connections into back here, but I think I'm going to be able to cut a hole, because there is, there's a grommet on these. So I think if I make a hole about the size of this rubber grommet, I can feed those through this here, and this can still be sealed up, and then we will just find a place to mount this inside of the body. It has a hole, so I think I can probably zip tie it and secure all this somewhere inside of the engine bay. But I'm gonna make a modification to this, and then we'll see how it goes. I used this drill bit. I kind of made an oblong hole. I was able to pass this through. I'm gonna get this grommet to sit in there. It probably won't be the most perfect fit, but it will do. Just like that. Not bad. Do the same to the other one, and then we'll go ahead and start adjusting these to match the factory headlight locations. And it is 110 degrees outside, so I'm sweating my ass off. Clean it up, and that should be enough to do it. Alright, so just plugged it in, went ahead and turned the DRLs on, and wow, those look really good. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the other one in, and then we'll check them out. Alright, so I tightened up those front two bolts, that bolt back there and that bolt back there. I just pushed the bumper back into place. I got the 4 top screws back in. Bumper was struggling to go on. There was one more bolt under on the belly pan. So there's 8 total, not 7. So that was a mistake. But they're pretty much in place. I'm gonna go ahead and put the brackets on. Well, first I'm gonna do the bolts and the quarter panels, get those together so the bumper can no longer come off, and then I'm going to get those top brackets on and kind of dial in the fitment on these headlights, and then we'll find a place to put those adapters, one on each side. But so far looking good. About an hour into this, and overall not too difficult. Cool to know that you can do this with the car on the ground. You don't need to put it up in the air, and you don't need to take the bumper all the way off. Just kind of pop it. You can leave all the sensors connected. Just be careful, don't pull too much. But overall, not too bad. All right, bolts and the fender liners are in. Now, I'm gonna start putting the hardware back on the top of it. So I'm gonna start with this side. And just like that, we're in. I'm just going to do the belly pin bolts, and we can wrap this up. Alright, so now I'm going to try to find where do I put this guy. I think, actually, ooh, how about right there? Looks like it was meant to be there. Let's give it a go. Alright, so this was able to fit right here. It's pretty tight, as you can see. And I don't like the thought of like some stuff loose kind of in the engine bay, especially around the serpentine belt. I don't want any risk of this stuff kind of falling over there and getting wrapped up in here. So I was able to kind of tie them off to the washer fluid bottle neck, and I don't think that's going to put any extra strain on it. The stuff's all pretty light. I kept this together. I might throw an extra one up there just as like an extra precaution, because if that gets caught up there, it's not going to be a very good day. This side, a little different. Because the hood latch housing is right here, I just kind of was able to fish it up through this hole. And I kind of got onto this fuse box cover. Again, just like, didn't kill it tight, just enough to keep stuff secure, keep it from moving. This still has a little bit of movement. It's not a whole lot that I can do about that just because of the location it's in. But I don't see any issues forming from that. Should be all good. Now I'm just gonna get them dialed in, lined up with this. Our adjustment screws are somewhere on here. I'll go to have to find those. Yeah, one down there. I don't know where the other one is. I'll find it. But yep, gonna line it up, and then gonna get it cleaned up, and I'll show what it looks like at the end. And here's the finished product. One of the beams, I think one of the bulbs might be seated incorrectly. It's not really projecting the way I want it to. It's kind of that one over there. So they were getting pretty hot, so I'm gonna let it cool down. I'll probably take it out and mess with it a little bit, and then try to get this side dialed in better. But huge improvement over the stock ones. I'm gonna take it, it's a little dirty right now, but I'm gonna take it over to the spot that I like to take some videos and get a couple shots, and then I'm gonna wrap it up.